Now that we have our curves in place, I can actually hide that initial sketch. We really don't need the background sketch anymore. And we can just start to build this surface on a nice clean slate. We'll go to our boundary surface. I'll select this one, and that one to go through those. And then in direction 2, I'll choose this edge as well as the bottom edge. And that's going to get us really close. We have a surface, but the surface isn't going to be really nice and clean and continuous all the way around these edges. So first I'll select this top edge, and I want that to be curvature to face. It's going to try to follow the curvature of that top face. Down here at the bottom, we'll go ahead and do tangency to face. So it comes straight up from the bottom, and that'll be fine. And then over here on the sides, we'll make this normal to profile. So that's going to shoot straight out from the right plane. And then on this other side, we'll make this one also normal to profile. And that should be pretty good as well. Then on the, let's just scroll down over here and we'll see where these guide curves were. I'm going to take the tangent influence and crank that up pretty high so that these guys will be nice and straight. But then also I'm seeing some pinching happening on the other direction. What if I crank that up too? Is that going to get nasty? Actually, that looks pretty good. I just cranked that all the way up. You just kind of experiment with the tangent influence parameters for these two different sides and see what ends up looking good. Sometimes it'll end up looking forced if you force them both to be too strong. So a good way to evaluate it is to hit OK. First of all, let's apply another color to this. I'll make this one green to that body. So we've got separate colors to look at. But then I'll go to my Evaluate tab up here. If you don't have the Evaluate tab, right-click, come down to Evaluate to show that tab. Turn on your zebra stripes and take a look at them. And this actually looks really good, right? The way that I know that this looks good, I'm looking for the zebra stripes to connect as they cross this border. If they connect, if they're touching there, that means that at least our surface is tangent continuous across those two. It's going in the same direction. But if they look smooth and flowing, as these ones do, that means we have curvature continuity, or they're the same radius of curvature where those two surfaces meet. They look really nice. Down here you can see this comes down and it touches, so it's tangent continuous, but it's not smooth and flowing, which means it's not curvature. But in this case, we're going to break this anyway. Like this is going to be a cut. This is a pivot location. So that doesn't need to be curvature continuous. It's totally fine the way it is. I'll turn off the zebra stripes, and we're ready to start, I don't know, finessing this thing. Let's close this, save it, go back to our main assembly, see how this is fitting. And it actually looks like it's fitting pretty darn well. But it looks like our speaker surround might bump into our exterior housing. So we might want to adjust that a little bit. So to edit this in context, right, we right-click on the master model, click on Edit Part right up above here. I'll expand this down, go down to that very first revolve and edit the sketch for that revolve. Look normal to it. I'm going to use my handy Alt-F to zoom in here just on that. Hit Escape to drop that tool, and then I can just drag these points around to adjust this to just the shape that we want. Something like so. I want this to be a little bit convex here. Yeah.